Hi everyone, welcome to Keeping It Positive. The topic for today's video is Don't Trouble God's Chosen People. We serve a great and mighty God who is not only a provider, he's also a protector, a waymaker, and he's a promise keeper. And he said, "No good things will I withhold from them that walk uprightly." From time to time, people will see persons who are anointed by God, persons who are chosen by God, and try to harm them. Once you are chosen by God and anointed by Him, the enemy will not like you. And the enemy can show up in anyone who makes themselves available to be used by Him. Just like how God can use anybody who makes themselves available for God to use them, so the enemy will use people and try to stop those who are anointed, called, and chosen by God. And he will try in many ways to stop them. He will try to stop God's anointed from living for God, try to stop them from evangelizing or sharing the word of God. He will try to discourage them from continuing in the path of righteousness. And one of the most effective ways of doing that is by placing stumbling blocks in the way of children of God. But God has the power to turn stumbling blocks into stepping stones. God has the power to take what the enemy meant for evil and use it for good. The children of Israel saw the Red Sea as a barrier, a setback, a stumbling block at the time. But God had a plan, and that plan was to use the Red Sea and the miracle of the Red Sea to be one of the biggest and most talked about testimony for generations to come. People would have used that miracle of the Red Sea as a reason and a reminder of how great God is, how much He is able to take what seems to be impossible in our eyes and make it possible. So when a person rises up against a child of God, when a person avails themselves to be used by the devil and try to bring down a child of God, they don't understand that they are making that person stronger. You are a stumbling block that will become a stepping stone in the person's life. Because once that person is truly anointed by God, once that person is truly connected to the true vine, who is Jesus Christ, nothing you do will destroy him or her, and everything will work together for good for that person. It says, "Touch not mine anointed, and do his prophets no harm." We serve a jealous God. He's not going to sit back and allow someone to destroy one of his useful instruments, one of his useful servants. If he has a plan and a purpose for that person's life, there's nothing you can say or do that will destroy them. They will bounce right back, because who God bless, no man has the power to curse. And who God curse, nothing or no one has the power to bless. So sometimes as Christians, we get hung up about who likes us and who doesn't, and who thinks we're good and who thinks we're bad. But let us not get too carried away with that. Let us make sure our lifestyle aligns with what the Word of God says, and our relationship with God is excellent. Because if God knows and loves us, and we are walking in the path that He wants us to walk, then it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Because the earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. So friends, let us be strong and courageous, and let us understand and be reminded that no weapon that is formed against a chosen child of God shall prosper.